Hey guys, Hayden here again from Alarm System Store, and today we're just taking a quick look at the IQ Pro with the metal cabinet. As I mentioned in my last video, the one we reviewed before was the plastic cabinet variant. This is just the metal cabinet version of that same system, so it's still just the IQ Pro 17, but it has an M at the end for metal cabinet. Pretty straightforward. I just thought I'd showcase this real quick because it is quite a hefty cabinet compared to most DSC systems. So I don't have exact dimensions, but I did a couple quick measurements, and this cabinet is just under 15 inches tall, not including the this is the wireless antenna, because you can't have the receiver inside the metal cabinet, otherwise that would just kill your wireless range. But anyway, from top to bottom here is about 15 inches, just under. The cabinet is 12 inches wide, and it is just under 5 inches deep. So it's quite a bit bigger than the 12 by 12 cabinets that most DSC systems come in. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is just a variant of the HS2128, which is the largest standard NEO system you can get. So those come in a much larger cabinet than the standard one as well. And the setup, as you can see, is pretty much the same. So up here you have your main board, which is covered by the IQ Pro brain, basically, that they stuck on top there. So it's a double stacked board. The main board in here is, again, the main board from the PG Hardwire, which is the Power G Hardwire from Qolsys. So it's not exactly like the NEO. It's got basically two auxiliary outputs instead of the standard one that comes on the NEO. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much exactly the same. You got your AC terminals, bell circuit, core bus, you got your two aux inputs, and then you have your 4 PGMs and 8 zones accordingly. Outside of that, though, the main thing I wanted to talk about was the spacing you get with this cabinet. So here, real quick, I'll show you the plastic one in comparison. Got it right here. All right, so, I need to screw that little cover on real quick. All right, so this is the plastic cabinet. So as you can see, height-wise and width-wise, they're pretty much the same. However, what you can fit in them is very different, and the width of the cabinets is very different as well. You can see the plastic one's quite small. The cover does stick out further on the plastic cabinet, whereas with the metal one, it's pretty flat. But in the plastic, if you'll recall, you have space for your backup battery here, and you can get 4 HSM 2108 zone expanders in here. So that's what these rectangular slots are for. However, in the metal cabinet, you get space for up to 6 HSM 2108s. Now, it's kind of hard to show on camera, but if you can see it from where you're at, there are 3 holes in kind of a awkward triangular shape, and you'll see those scattered throughout the board. There's a couple on the back here, there's one here, one here. But essentially those 3 prongs are where the standoffs for the HSN 2108 go. So if we grab our zone expander here, there is space for you to put one up here in the top corner. So that one would be a little bit awkward to get to, I think, but that is a space for one of these. You can put one down here in the bottom right corner. 2 along the back, I guess they'd be upside down like this, with the terminals facing the main board. You could get 2 of those side by side there, and then on this side you can fit them basically 2 up in the top left corner there. So there are additional holes in here, as well as these little, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but they're basically little catches. You can kind of stick your wiring through there to kind of hold it in place. Doesn't really add a whole lot of benefit. It would just help a little bit with wire management. So now there are a few additional holes drilled in this cabinet. However, I couldn't figure out exactly what they were for. So on this side, you'll see you have the triangle here for that zone expander I mentioned. However, there is basically a rectangular set of holes, and I'm not 100% sure what those are for. I did try to fit an HSM 2204 in here, which is the power supply board. Both that and the 2300 are the same size, so I thought that's what would fit there. However, they didn't match up with the holes properly. One of the nice things about metal cabinets, though, is you can drill additional holes if you want to kind of custom lay out your cabinets. So if that's needed, you are welcome to do so. But as for what it comes pre-made for, mainly it's just those 6 zone expanders. Anything else would kind of have to be custom, I believe, unless there are specific modules they designed to fit in there, and I just don't know about them. But anyway, besides that, like I said, for the most part, the only real difference between these cabinets is the internal space, and then on top here you have this plastic covering, and that covers up the wireless antenna. So whatever wireless cards you have in here are going to use this antenna as the receiver point, so that's where they're all going to connect to. One thing I mentioned with the plastic cabinet is it would be pretty hard to recess that into a wall. I think this would be a little easier. However, you do have to keep in mind that you do have to have this fin on here at all times. So you can't take this off and move it. Basically, it's kind of hard to see, but there's just wires that run up into the antennas up there. So if you do decide to go with the metal cabinet hoping to recess it, just keep in mind that you'll probably have to cut out space for this fin. Technically that could sit inside the wall and it shouldn't affect it much. As long as it's a standard wooden wall, you know, 2x4 construction, that whole bit. If it's concrete or metal structure, you do not want to recess these, period. However, standard housing construction, it would be fine to set this fin back into a wall and it won't lose hardly any range off of the wireless signal. So anyway, other than that, I'm not going to take the board apart or get any of the pieces out. Basically, you have your core bus set up here. You got your resistors, your battery cable, and then you get a transformer with it. So it's almost identical in terms of what you get with the metal cabinet. The only difference is the cabinet itself and then this wireless fin, which is the antenna basically. So, but that's pretty much all there is for this metal cabinet. There's not much else to say about it. It does have, I guess I should mention, all the holes that you can knock out for wiring. So it has the 2 big ones in the back that you guys saw. However, there are these little knockouts, and there's 3 on that side. There's 2 on the top, 1 on the left side of the cabinet, and then there's 2 coming up through the bottom of the cabinet. So you have a lot of places where you can route your wiring into the cabinet. So that would be very beneficial to those that decide to recess it, or you know, those that have a lot of wiring if you're doing a big hardwired job. So if you do plan on setting up a mostly hardwired IQ Pro, I would probably personally go with the metal cabinet. It is more expensive just because obviously the metal is going to be more expensive than the plastic. For the most part though, you get what you're paying for. You get that extra space, you get the extra slots for zone expanders, and you get the sturdy construction of the metal cabinet. So it's up to you guys what you go with, obviously, but those are just my thoughts. That's pretty much it though. For our next video, we will be doing some programming with the IQ Pro. I recorded basically my first look at the programming. I'd never actually worked with an IQ Pro up until a few days ago, and basically right around the time I recorded this, I also recorded programming that plastic panel that I showed you guys before. Programming the IQ Pro is even simpler than I thought it would be. I don't know what else to say about it. It's as straightforward as it can get with an alarm system. It is done through an app, so it's going to be different for anybody that's kind of got some old school, you know, ideas about programming, whether they like the software to program with or the keypad programming, whatever it is that you're used to, it's going to be different. However, outside of a couple hiccups of my own making, the programming went incredibly smoothly, and I was done way faster than I would have been with any hardwired system, and probably faster than what I would have been done with the IQ Panel 4, which is the other simplest panel I've ever worked with. So hopefully that does appeal to you guys. Like I said, programming's done with an app, so it's different, but hopefully you guys enjoy it, and for those looking for an IQ Pro, we do have the plastic ones up on our website right now. These are getting ready to be added, so if you get to our site and you do not see the metal ones yet, give us a day or two and we will have it up and going. So other than that, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys have any questions, concerns, whatever, put them down in the comments, or you can reach out to us on our website. If you need an IQ Pro with any of the other additional modules, like the other SRF cards, or if you have any questions about the cabinets that they come in, anything like that, by all means, let us know. We'll answer as best we can and hopefully get you guys set up with a new IQ Pro if that's what you're looking for. So, like I said, that's going to do it for me today. If you guys don't mind, leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one.